asshole for refusing to let my sister-in-law bring her dog to my wedding. So I, 35 male, am getting married in 2 months. My fiance Sarah and I have been planning this wedding for over a year, and we're both excited. It's going to be a relatively small event with close family and friends, very intimate. We're having it at this beautiful outdoor venue with a lovely garden, something we've dreamed of for a long time. Here's the issue. My sister-in-law Emily has this dog, and by this dog, I mean a tiny yappy Pomeranian that she takes everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. Family dinners, grocery shopping, you name it. Emily is super attached to her dog, and she assumes that wherever she goes, the dog goes too. It's basically like her emotional support animal, though not official. A couple of weeks ago, she casually mentioned she couldn't wait for the wedding and joked about what her dog would wear. I laughed, thinking she was kidding. Then it hit me. She wasn't. She fully intends to bring her dog to our wedding. I told her flat out, sorry, no dogs at the wedding. Emily got really upset and told me that her dog is like family. See, that's the part about dog owners that pisses me off. You see your dog as family. No one else in the family has to see your dog as a fucking relative, and that's okay. You have to understand and be okay with that. Emily claimed it would be cruel to leave him behind for an entire day and that she wouldn't enjoy the wedding if she was worried about him the whole time. Don't come. She even said, well, you know dogs can sense love, right? What's more loving than a wedding? You're not the asshole. You're not the asshole. You told her fucking no. You told her no. I am a dog owner that takes my dog every fucking where. To the grocery store, to the post office, every fucking where. We don't go in restaurants because it's fucking food. I don't want to eat around my goddamn dog like you don't want to eat around my dog. But I completely understand that some places are not pet friendly. Some places I cannot take my fucking dog, and that's okay. Sarah and I talked about it. We both agreed that a wedding is not the place for a dog, especially one that barks at random and can be a bit of a handful. Not to mention, my aunt is allergic to dogs, and the venue has a strict no pets policy. I explained all of this to Emily, but she insists I'm being unreasonable and that everyone knows how much her dog means to her. So what the fuck do you expect me to do? The venue has a no pets policy. What the fuck are you expecting me to do? I don't care how much your dog means to you. They don't care how much your dog means to you. The policy is no fucking pets allowed. And if you can't come without your dog, Emily, I guess you got to stay home, boo. You got to stay home. Now, my future mother-in-law is involved. She's siding with Emily, saying that family is family and I should just let her bring the dog to keep the peace. But Sarah's standing by me. We don't want to compromise the atmosphere of our wedding for one guest dog. Am I the asshole for sticking to my no dog rule and refusing to let Emily bring her pet to our wedding? No, I don't think you're the asshole at all. You said the venue has a no pets policy. That and that alone. No, you cannot fucking bring the dog. Even if you guys wanted to allow her to bring the fucking dog, she still would not be able to bring the fucking dog. What would be her problem then? What would she scream and cry about then? Would she go to the venue and tell them that they're being cruel and unreasonable for not allowing her to bring her precious baby dog with her? No, absolutely the fuck not. She can't bring the fucking dog. And if it's that stressful for her and the dog, she can fucking stay home. These people are the people that give dog lovers a bad name. Because I have a tiny little yappy dog. And y'all know Indy goes everywhere with me. Every fucking where. She has a stroller that I put her in, and I take her every fucking where. But I also know that there are going to be times and there's going to be situations that is not suitable for my fucking dog, regardless of how much she means to me, how much I love her, and how much I don't want to be apart from her for the entire day. Absolutely not. This is ridiculous. This woman needs to just fucking stay home. She does. She truly needs to stay home.
I fell asleep in my roommate's bed because I was sick and my girlfriend broke up with me. My girlfriend, Celine, 20 female, and I, 21 male, have been dating for about 7 months now. But I had feelings for her like 3 years beforehand. I have also been sharing a flat with 2 other girls and 1 guy. One of the girls is Kaya, and we're pretty good friends. As it just so happens, Celine's ex cheated on her with Kaya. Kaya hadn't known they were together at the time. So when I first brought Celine over to my place early into our relationship, she told me about what had happened. I realized then that things would be messy, and I asked Celine if this was a deal breaker for her, but she said she wasn't sure, as she was sure that Kaya didn't realize she was facilitating cheating. The next day, Celine said she thought it over and she had no resentment towards Kaya, but was insecure about herself and felt uneasy that we lived in the same house. We both agreed to continue with the relationship and set our boundaries. One of them was that Kaya and I won't sleep over in each other's rooms anymore. We used to have movie nights on Fridays. Kaya's room was the only room with a TV in my flat, and I'd sometimes fall asleep in her room during movie nights. Everything was platonic, and I told Celine about this. Let's move to the present time, where our relationship is like a fairy tale. Being with Celine is pretty awesome, but my exams are coming up soon, and because I'm horribly underprepared, I needed to lock in. So I told Celine I would have to be a bit selfish and wouldn't be able to spend time with her or have much communication until they're done. For the past 3 weeks, my entire life has been wake up, spend the entire day/night at the library, then come home to sleep for like 5 to 6 hours, then go study again. It's a horrible routine and I feel like a zombie, but I have too much content to catch up on and not enough time. I must also admit that I've not been in contact with Celine all that often. We only talked twice on FaceTime and texted very little. She tried initiating, but I had my phone shut off while studying and only replied when I left the library. On our second call, she said that she felt neglected and it was really starting to get to her and she wanted to spend some time together. I apologized, told her I missed her too and that she could come over to spend the night, but she came about an hour later than she was supposed to and I had already fallen asleep by then. She still stayed the night, but the next morning I felt that she was upset that I had fallen asleep. Then I got really sick 3 days ago. I threw up at the library and asked Kaya to come pick me up. My other roommates were out of town and Celine would have taken too long to get there. When I got into bed, I threw up all over my sheets. At this point, my memory of what happened is foggy. I was very drowsy and not thinking straight. Rather than cleaning up and setting new sheets up, I texted Celine that I was very sick and had vomited all over my bed and asked if I could sleep over at her place. I got no reply, so I went downstairs and slept on the couch. When I woke up the next morning, I was asleep on Kaya's bed, shirtless. I had no clue how I got there, but Celine came to check on me and walked in on me like this. This is when I woke up, and Celine was very upset. She yelled, quote, "How could you?" And before I had a chance to say anything, she left. Kaya told me that she saw me asleep on the couch and she offered to let me sleep on her bed instead. I have no recollection of this. I probably took my shirt off because I felt hot at some point during the night. She also said that she slept on the couch and we didn't share the bed. I've been trying to reach out to Celine, but she blocked my number, WhatsApp, Insta, everything. We have 2 mutual friends, but they both haven't replied to any of my texts. My fever died down yesterday night, so I went to Celine's to clarify the situation, but her roommate said she wasn't going to talk and made me leave. The whole situation just feels horrible. I love the relationship that I have/had with Celine, and the fact that it's probably over makes me feel so distraught. I also reflected over how I've been recently and realized that a lot of blame does go on me. My exams aren't a reason to just completely shut myself out of a relationship, and I need to work on being able to juggle life and studies at the same time. Am I the asshole for checking out of my relationship after my wife said she wished I had a bigger dick, but we don't always get what we want? My wife, 34 female, and I, 34 male, have been married for 8 years, and we have a 5-year-old son. Over the past few months, my wife and I have occasionally been having arguments on finances. The main argument we've been having is that I want to take our family out on a vacation to a different state, but my wife wants to save up so we can travel abroad next year. Last month, my wife and I were having an argument again about this, and I was telling her a vacation would be really good for our family and our son. We talked back and forth, and I could sense my wife was getting exasperated, but I stood my ground. I told her we could take a vacation now and we could also go abroad next year. And my wife just lost her cool and said that the finances made that impractical and that she also wished I had a bigger dick, but in life, we don't always get what we want. That stung me. I am aware I have an average size dick, but I've never had any complaints from anyone on it until now. And to hear it from my wife, it just numbed me. I then checked out of the conversation, and my wife instantly apologized after she said that. I told her it was okay, and then I went to sleep. From the next day on, however, I distanced myself from my wife and just focused on work and my son. My wife tried to initiate a conversation and apologize multiple times, but I usually just ignored her or told her to let it go. I also started eating out as I did not want to eat my wife's dinner. My wife initiated sex one night and I told her to get off me. My birthday was a few days ago and I ignored my wife when she wished me a happy birthday and when she tried to kiss me. We didn't do anything for my birthday. And when my wife gave me a gift, which was packaged with also a handwritten letter, I told her to return it. I have no idea what was the gift or what was written in the letter, and I really don't care. I am at my limit now, and I know this is not healthy or sustainable. So I have seriously started considering divorce, but I also wanted to get an opinion from the people I trusted most in the world, my 2 siblings. My brother thinks I should at least consider marriage counseling first before proceeding with divorce, as he doesn't think this is worth jumping straight to divorce for. My sister has the opposite opinion, and she thinks I'm still young and fit and I have a long life ahead of me, and it should be very easy for me to get someone who's much more beautiful than my wife, both on the exterior and the interior. Am I the asshole for checking out of my relationship and considering divorce?
Really, everyone sucks. The comment was very unnecessary, and I don't know why it had to get taken there.
It feels like he's being a little sensitive over it. If you're that hurt, communicate, work on it, or be done.
Am I the asshole for only dating women at the age of 19 to 24 as a 33-year-old male?
Yes!
All right, so I'm a 33-year-old male, but I'm only attracted to women at the ages of 19 to 24.
Oh, brother.
I just find older women to not be attractive.
Because they ain't attracted to you, bitch! I tell you that you're a loser.
I find them to be incredibly rude, nagging, less physically attractive, and have just too much baggage. When I'm with women of my preference, I find they are the opposite of all those negative attributes I mentioned. But what really makes me enjoy my time is the vitality they have. It just reminds me of when I was young and makes life seem so much more lively than it was before.
You sound like a groomer.
I'm currently dating a 23-year-old female.
I'm going to enjoy these next 2 years before I jump her to the curb.
She has been wonderful and all, and she asked to see pictures of my ex-girlfriends. I showed them to her, and she commented on their age and said they all look like her age. I said yes, and then proceeded to tell her my reasoning as to why. She seemed pretty weirded out by the whole ordeal and told me it was kind of misogynistic, but things went back to normal very soon. But I'm curious as to what Reddit thinks. So am I the asshole for having a preference?
Yes. Very obvious why you think dating younger girls is more fun and better for you. It's because
Because you're not a serious person.
Yeah.